Okay, I thought I'd give you a little intro into using my math lab, like a real quick run through here. When you log in, this is what you're going to see. Up here across the top, you'll see that you have a course calendar. The only thing that you will not find on there are your discussion forums and the final project, because those are ones that I add in there. But as you scroll here, you're going to see that it's going to give you deadlines of things that are coming up. And then you also have this view here of upcoming assignments. Down here you're going to have these announcements, and this is where you'll find my announcements to you as well. You're responsible for reading those and asking any questions as you see fit. You also have my progress. The study plan is optional, so this will come and go, which means that any grade that you see up here is not a reflection of your true grade in the class. You would actually want to go into the grade book. You obviously have already clicked the Start Here button because you're watching the video. Here we have the discussion forums. Very important that you are good at doing the expectation of posting by Wednesday to the initial question, and then also 2 responses by the end of the week. The Wolfpack Den is a free-for-all. You use this forum to discuss things among your classmates. It's not graded. And then as you go through here, you'll see the different reviews and so forth for the forums that you need to do in order to fulfill the requirements of the discussion forum. The due dates are also given. So you want to make sure that you respond here to any initial questions, and then you'll also be able to respond to at least 2 other people. Here when you click on the homework is when you'll see all of the homework assignments. With the homework, you can start on the homework and then come back and work on it at any time, and it will save your spot. The homework for the Chapter 1 review is not going to, the homework for Appendix A will not count towards your grade. So when you look in your grade book, you should see that it's grayed out. But when you click on the homework, you're going to see that you have a few questions to answer. You can print off your assignment if you want to take it with you to work on, and then come back in and fill in the questions, because they'll stay the same. Here you'll see your homework questions. And this one only has 7. So make sure that you go through the orientation of using my math lab so that you're familiar of how to do different things. A big thing with my math lab is following any directions that you see in blue ink, because they will tell you if they want it in decimal form, if they want it as an exact answer, and it will count against you if that's wrong. You'll see that you have Help Me Solve This, which will walk you through it. So you'll input answers as you go so that you're learning how to solve the problem. View an example is like a PowerPoint. You don't input, but it's like explaining to you how you solve the problem. You can always print these off so that they're helpful to you. You have links to videos that will show you how to do these, and then you also have link to the textbook where that information is located. You have Ask My Instructor. So if you're stuck on a question, maybe it's a rounding error and you want credit for it, type it in here. It automatically sends it to me. With the quizzes and tests, you only have 2 attempts. Your Chapter 6 exam is proctored. You will not be able to use a textbook for that exam. You will only be able to bring with you 1 sheet of paper, front side only, with formulas, no examples or definitions. But you can practice it here as many times as you would like. Orientation quiz is really important because it walks you through a lot of key elements, and it also verifies that you did read the syllabus. And so basically you could work ahead on the test, but realize that they do have strong deadlines and there are no makeups for the exam. With the homework, there is a 2% penalty for every day that it's late. So you want to make sure that you stay on top of that as much as possible. especially with this class where you're covering basically 2 courses in 1 semester. And if you'll notice by these due dates, you're moving very quickly through a lot of these chapters. You also see a document sharing. So there's another copy of the syllabus and course schedule. I really expect you to print off a copy of the schedule. Not all of your deadlines are Sundays, so you need to be aware of that. And don't email me and ask for an extension, because I won't give it to you. You have the schedule, you have the due dates, you have the ability to put these in your own calendar or pay attention to the calendar within my math lab that tells you how many days you have to complete it. Within all of these, when you click on like chapter 1, you'll see these are my Word document, Word lectures for the different topics. So when you click on them, they're Word documents. I'm slowly working on voicing over them so that you also have some extra help, but at this time I haven't gotten that far. The study plan is optional, but it is a great tool if you're struggling with a concept, because you can pick a chapter and then it will give you extra problems that you can work on to build your skills. It will also tell you where you're weak at and where you're strong at. So if you wanted to do this before you took a test, you would know where to focus more of your energies on. Again, it's not going to affect your grade. So whatever you do in here is just between you and the program. Here's your grade book. Your grades are weighted according to the categories in your syllabus. Some things to note is that like the final exam and your project aren't in there yet. So it's going to treat those as if they're not even in the grade book. So you want to kind of pay attention to those as you go along. Here's your book under chapter contents. So if you don't feel like you need to have a hard copy of the book, then you also have this ebook that when you click on it, it looks just like the textbook. You can flip through the pages. You can pick chapters. You can highlight. You can pinpoint key topics. And you can print off pages as well. In Tools for Success, you'll find graphing calculator helps. I also have some graphing calculator tips within the document sharing within certain chapters that will help you with things that we can easily be done with graphing calculators. For the multimedia library, this is where you can find more videos, PowerPoints, and things to help you with different topics. So when you get to things like when we're talking about trig functions, and maybe you're having difficulty with graphing sine and cosine functions, it's just easier to select all unless you're really want to be specific about what you're looking for. And here I see that I have the section video for graphing the sines. It also will click me back to the textbook. I have an animation that I can watch somebody graphing it for me. There is a PowerPoint that represents a lot of the same concepts that are in the textbook. And then there's a few other videos if you want to look at those. But this is a real quick overview. You do not have course tools, so I apologize for that, since you're looking at my desktop. I hope that this quick overview helps you. If you have any questions at all while you're working through my math lab, please do not hesitate to ask for help. If you have trouble with my math lab specifically, right here is your help and support for chat, and the phone number is provided in the orientation letter and in the syllabus if you want to talk to somebody in person. The biggest thing with my math lab is that when you're working the homework, you can leave and come back to where you were. It will save your work. With the exams, you do not have that option. Once you click on want to take the test, you need to be ready to take the test. Don't use your back browser. Don't click on other websites, because it does have the potential to kick you out, which will count as one of your attempts. If you get kicked out because your internet is slow or you get a disconnect, it will count as one of your attempts. So you really want to make sure that you're ready to take this exam when you click on take a test. But please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions at all.